Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey. Danielle, you look like you're like a 5-year-old. It's like Christmas morning right now.
Danielle's living her best life in this very
Guys,
moment.
literally walking to the subway this morning, I listened to the Empire State of Mind New York SoundCloud remix, smiling ear to ear.
They play it at every bar. Every bar, like
good,
all of
more.
a sudden it comes on. And it's like, oh, again, New York.
New York,
Yeah. In case you forgot.
In case you forgot that you were in New York City. Danielle, you moving to New York, this is something we've talked about since we were legitimately
I
15.
know.
That is so crazy.
I know you commented, like, I'm so happy for you because we've talked about this
forever.
for so long. Now that it's finally here, it feels so right. Like, we're in motion. You're here. Me and Brooke are together for our podcast. Like, it just feels so good.
What has been the best thing so far in your 1 week in New York City?
I think just walking along the streets and running into people that, either listen to the podcast or seeing people I know. Like, it's so crazy how big of a city it is, but you run into people you know. Like, what?
This morning I was walking, literally, it's a 3-minute walk from where I was to meet Danielle, and I ran into someone who was like, oh my God, I'm from Dallas. We actually have a lot of mutual friends. She knew, like, my closest friends in Dallas.
Wow.
She's like, I listen to your podcast. I'm like, that. It is so, I feel like I run into people in New York more than I do anywhere else.
I love it.
It's kind of weird.
It's random because it's such a big city, but it's just because everyone's walking. Everyone's actually looking up at times. Like, it's hard to look at your phone and walk in the city, so it's kind of good for you.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah,
I've almost gotten decked by bikes like 4 times in the bike lane.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you have headphones in, you have to keep an eye out. On the walk here, like, there was, like, a bike lane. Someone on their bike had, a bike horn. Like, so they're like,
Brooke, if you had a bike, I feel like that would be you.
But
You'd wear the vest.
Like, the bikers, like, they are not stopping. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a full-on, like, but I get it. They're on the move. Guys
All
on the
gas,
move.
no
Yeah.
break.
They're guys on the go.
Guys,
Yeah. Credit where credit's due, you know?
Yeah.
Brooke, what has been your best thing in your 1 year in New York?
I know. It's been a whole year. I would say that, especially in, like, the most recent year in 2021, just no shortness of, like, cool things to do. Like, which is really awesome. I guess, like, in our college town, we kind of had a lot of stuff going on all the time.
But New York really does.
New York is literally, like, if you want to go to, like, trivia on a Wednesday, you can, and it's, like, so cool. And
Taylor Swift night at a bar on a Monday.
Yeah. Museums, obviously. Like, just doing so many things. I feel like I'm, like, a more cultured person now. Like, I've met so many cool, unique people that aren't just from, like, the same walk of life that I am, but are so different. So, I know that's, like, the cliche answer. It's like, the people, but, like, actually.
No, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
1 year versus 1 week.
I know.
That's so crazy.
Danielle,
Same
you
answer, though.
literally look like it is Christmas. I can't get over this. Like, the way you're even looking around, like, you just look so happy.
Did you drink coffee today?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
we
had an
just
iced
had-
oat milk vanilla latte. Kenzie had an iced dirty chai.
I wanted to bring it back to, like, 20-year-old Danielle and Kenzie, because, like, that's what I ordered, and, like, here we are. You know what I mean?
That's so true. And I got my old order, and we just sat there.
You
and
tried to order it the other day, too. I was like, Danielle.
I know. I don't know what's
But
going
the oat
on.
milk is the 2021 upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had to.
You used to be.
Yeah, no, nothing.
You really didn't like that.
I prefer soy milk, but no one has that, so I do oat. I try to be cool.
Yeah.
You know what? I prefer soy milk is something I don't think I've heard since 2012.
That's definitely a dated response.
That is-
No,
Yeah.
I don't like almond milk, okay?
But I don't like almond milk either. But I
Oh.
hate soy milk. Like, I've never liked soy milk.
Oh,
How do you feel about it, Brooke?
It's not my favorite. I feel
Okay.
like I would do almond, my tiers of non-dairy milks. We have
Let's hear it.
almond unsweetened, almond unsweetened vanilla,
Okay.
and then almond sweet.
Do you
and
hate
then
oat milk?
Yeah,
Okay.
where's the
and then
oat?
and that's it. But, like, I would do any variation of an almond milk before I would do oat, pretty much these days.
Oh, wow.
But, like, sometimes on delivery apps and stuff, they'll be out of almond milk. I'm like, I gotta go into oat.
Okay.
I don't know. I see that the different, like, with hot coffee, almond milk isn't the best. Have you ever tried that? It curls like kind
Oh,
of
yes,
curls.
that's-
It's
okay,
like, yeah.
That's what turns me away from it. I think that's what's kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I put half and half of my hot coffee still.
Ooh,
Sue me.
I know, it's so weird. I know. Everyone's like, did you just? Because people think I'm this health. I don't know why, but people
It's
think
the
I'm this
ginger
health
shots.
Yeah, it's the ginger shots, and that's all I've got going
And it's
for me.
Peaceful Michelle. It's
Yeah.
Peaceful Michelle, too.
Exactly. And people just think I'm this health nut, and I'm truthfully so not. And so when I order, like, coffee with cream, they're like, did you just get real cream? I'm like, yeah, it's crazy.
I feel like you.
Tastes so good.
The thing with Danielle is that, like, she's a healthy person in the sense of, like, you work out, like, you're very fit, like, truly on the go
Thank
lifestyle,
you.
like the ginger shots, like, you do like fruit and, like, things like that. But I feel like you also are not afraid of like ordering
Dairy.
a grilled cheese or oh my god, stop.
Oh wait,
I have a ginger shot.
Can you please take it right now?
I was going to, and this just feels like the perfect time. So I did bring a ginger shot from home.
Oh, I
for the
love
podcast.
this.
A live ginger shot. You didn't bring
A live
for the rest of the class?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I only had
Come
one
on.
left. It was from when we went to Trader Joe's. But yeah,
Honestly, I was gonna get us all ginger shots. I just forgot. So
well,
this is
it's
good.
okay. It's
I
okay.
will
This
take
is-
it all
this
for
counts.
you.
Cheers. I
guys.
love this. Brooke's response and reaction to anything is almost always funnier than
try.
what actually happened. Brooke, we were talking about this for probably 10 minutes at breakfast. And I know that you know that I say this, and I know it's probably annoying because
No, it's
I don't think that there's anyone who is a bigger fan of Brooke than me or thinks that you are funnier than me. I know that for a fact.
She will be your
Kenzie.
tour
Thank you,
manager.
Kenzie.
I have offered so many times, and she's just not
You
taking me
have.
up on it. And whenever you finally come to the realization that you're actually meant for stand-up, call me, and I'll be offended if you
It's
don't.
a lot of like they are hustling out there, like going in front of the crowd like that. That's honestly like a big fear. Not in terms
Fair.
of going. I'm okay with like going in front of a crowd. We wanted to do a live
Like a
show.
live
I'm
show.
so down for that. More like conversational Q&A style, but actually putting together a set. Do you ever get those on your For You page? I get like stand up, like
No, because
people-
it's for you.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't get them either. It must be a sign, Brooke. Sorry.
Wow. And it's tough, like, but you have to, you start small. So you go to like
Yeah.
friends and family nights, like open mic nights and whatever, and you
She's
really have
thinking
to
about it.
like.
She's looked into it.
No, oh no.
Oh,
Don't.
this is from the TikTok.
These are the people that I follow, and I'm like, but I just
She's telling us.
Yeah.
Have you seen Hacks?
No, what's that?
I think that you should watch it because I think that's you in the future. But you'll be nicer. It's
is
a
that?
show on I think it's on HBO. Don't fact check. I mean, actually, someone fact check that. It's
Okay.
not true. But it was. I don't know. You know me and watching shows, it doesn't happen. So if it's a solid 30-minute show and there's 6 of them, I'm all in.
Okay.
It was short, it was quick, and it's about this comedian who has a residency in Vegas, and then it like goes on. She's like old and kind of mean, but she's funny.
Is it a newer show?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
is
new.
this- oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Oh.
sure Jackie and Claudia liked it too. There's someone that I listened to who like they were talking about it recently.
It's approved.
Yeah, it's approved. It wasn't just me. And I don't know. I don't think it was the best thing to ever happen because I kind of hated the assistant, but the actual comedian herself was so funny that she saved the show.
Incredible.
But I think you should watch it because I do think that there are definitely some parallels in what I picture your life to be.
Well, thank you. You're hyping me up so much. I'll
Yeah.
add it to the watch list.
Of course, of
Like-
course. You know when people do like on your website and it's like press?
Yes.
It's quotes you literally just need to do every time I've ever said anything about you.
Yes.
I
know what
you'll
you're
be booked
talking
for
about.
everything.
The greatest person I know, dash Kenzie Elizabeth.
Like,
Like one of those.
Make that your Instagram bio.
People used to
all
like do
you
that
need
like
to know.
ironically. They'd be like the funniest,
Yeah.
best dressed, like
Like funny.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Erin Foster, who has like aspiring model or something in her.
Really?
This is the girl I was
love
talking
stuff
about.
like that. Oh, yeah.
Like
That's
so funny. Wait, okay, let's do that now that we're here. In 5 years, I see obviously Brooke on the road. So Danielle, where do we see you?
Okay. Are we predicting for Danielle? Or
Yeah,
she
That's
predicting
predicting
easier
for
for me.
Danielle.
So yeah.
Oh,
that.
honestly, like I think about this often. I really do see Danielle like really channeling the like young Southern belle.
I knew this
Me
was coming.
too.
I posted one photo in white jeans on Easter, and this is like, I went to my boyfriend's family's house for Easter, and Brooke's like, "You're a Southern girl now."
You're a Southern girl.
I so picture this. Not that I don't really know. 5 years, I guess you'd be what 27, almost 28 because you're turning your birthday
Yeah.
soon. I would say. Not maybe no kids yet, but I could see you like doing the whole like like we just fixed the garage, like you
Yeah.
know, like we did, like
But
we
like near a
fi-
city, hopefully.
Yeah, but I don't see that.
You're not gonna
I
live in the
don't-
middle of nowhere.
Okay.
I don't see you as like a Jersey mom though.
No. I'm
Like,
going back
you
down
know-
south for sure.
that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
but
Like
I-
Atlanta or
Charlotte,
Tampa,
I could see
or
you-
Charlotte or Dallas. Those are my interests.
I think you'll be at the very least engaged in living
Oh,
in like a house
totally.
together. Like at the very
1000.
least. Like that would be like the
I see marriage.
I would see you married,
I
but that's
see-
yeah.
That's what my psychic told me too, you guys.
Whoa!
No
Whoa.
way.
She was
What
like,
else
"You're
did she
getting
say?
engaged next year," and I was like, "No, I'm not. Like, no, we're not." But she was like, "You're gonna be with someone like very soon for a very long time," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm dating someone right now
For a very
too."
long time.
Very
Wow.
long. We're hitting next week is 2.5 years.
Wow.
Not so long. Feels like just yesterday I was texting you guys. Guys, I met at 307.
No, I remember that so I remember where I was. That's so weird
Really?
when you texted me that. I was walking to Aroma in LA. Like I remember so vividly when I got that text. I don't know why.
That's so crazy.
I feel like it also like we started our podcast like a few months before you started dating him, and it's all documented. Like, have you gone back and listened? Because I really think that would be interesting.
Yes, I played it for Ryan, and I was like, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't do this because I don't know what I was saying in it. But like, I didn't want to talk about him on the podcast at first because I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know. And then finally, I was like, okay, I'm ready to talk about it because we'd like dance around it in the podcast.
Yeah. And it'd be like, well, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like,
We were like talking about dating, and I'm like, I would just like let Brooke talk, you know, because I didn't want to talk. That's what we always do anyway. So
I know. Usually she's just let her rip.
Let it rip, Brooke.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's so crazy.
I see that for you. And I'm not saying that I mean that in the best way possible. Like, I see like the crazy like modern farmhouse inspo, but like then you go to the local cycling studio, but you're also like obviously doing everything on social. Like, I really see this for you.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, so now we have to do Kenzie.
You'll be thriving.
Yes.
Oh dear God.
I think you're still gonna be in Texas.
I think so too.
I hope to God I'm still in Texas. Yeah.
I could see you having a place in LA though.
Okay,
I could see the two.
Yeah, I think I'll have a second place. As of right now, if I were to be anywhere, I would rather be in New York than LA.
Wow.
I know.
I love that for you.
I really don't care.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think so much of it will probably depend on, obviously. Eventually, hopefully I'll get married and there'll be someone else who has an opinion. Totally. But yeah, I mean, probably New York or LA. I love Nashville too, though. But it wouldn't make sense to live in Texas and Nashville, unfortunately.
No, those are too close. You could always like bop around, but
I feel like you do that like in a good way now. Like, you're doing like weeks everywhere.
Like,
that's so fun.
Gone every other week right now.
That's so fun, and you're not dating anyone, so you can just be like,
I know. I feel so free.
Yeah.
There's actually so many pros about being single.
Absolutely.
It's incredibly liberating. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to text it. The best thing is like when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, well, like, what did I do? I'm like, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter.
I don't need to tell anybody.
You know what I say? I'm like, I go to bed and I wake up with peace on my pillow. No one can bother me. No one can affect my emotions. I'm not thinking of anyone or anything. Honestly,
feeling.
It is the best feeling.
Like, it's so annoying. I have to think like, oh, what should I say? What should I do? Like, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Well, with the right person, I guess you shouldn't have to feel that way.
Well, exactly.
No, I'm kidding. I say that as I'm like, is that true? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. That's true.
It should be easy. It should flow. They should be your best friend.
Peaceful Michelle, literally.
I know. I've been with her so much. She like just left.
I'm just so jealous. I'm so sad I missed her by hours.
Oh yeah, you texted me.
I literally was like, "Hey, when's your mom leaving? I want to see her."
I like didn't. I thought you meant so we can hang. And I was like, oh no, she wants to see my mom. I told my mom, she was so happy. She's like, I can stay. I'm like, no, you need to go. Like, I'm sorry. I love her so much, but like there was things I wasn't doing because she was here, you know, like unpacking, like random stuff that she didn't need to be.
I'll try to forgive you, Danielle.
She'll be here all the time. Hopefully you will too. It'll work out.
Danielle's mom, Peaceful Michelle. That's who we're referring to.
Oh, by the way,
by the way, that is my mother.
Your mom. We were talking. We went to dinner I went to dinner with your family, and your mom was like, I just find like I find my zen in New York. I was like,
I know,
wow.
It's so random. She really loves
it was really interesting because I was like, my mom actually hates New York, and she's very like go.
Which does make sense to
and
me.
we're from Long Island, which literally makes no sense, but she's just like, I don't like it. I get like too overwhelmed, and I could see that for anyone. Get it being like that. I totally understand the logic of like an I hate New York person. I'm like, I get it. Trust me. Like,
yeah, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, completely. You know, some people will visit and they'll be like, I'm never going back. Like the big city. Like,
yes,
I don't know
why.
why.
I'm never going back. You know the TikTok where it's like the fish thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's what I picture.
Yes, I do picture
they
that.
hate New York.
Yeah. But my mom is not like that, and she still doesn't like it. But
all.
it was just so funny because like, you wouldn't picture someone so zen, so like by the water, by like
it's so.
And
random.
she's like, I find my it's
she
good.
Loves it.
Like yeah.
That is really surprising because your mom, Brooke, I would see thriving in New York.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't understand, but like everyone's different, and maybe she needs to go somewhere relaxing to like actually
be herself. Yeah.
Whereas other people, like,
she likes driving
peace.
culture. She likes like all of the like. She doesn't.
Yeah.
She's not a big. She just. I feel
She's
like
a
you get it. If
Long
you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
She likes a good suburban drive-through Starbucks or like Dunkin's, things like that.
Kenzie, when I watch your vlogs and I see you at the suburban drive-throughs,
I know it hurts. I miss driving.
I'm like,
already.
Here's the thing.
Booking
I'm not even
trip,
in the
like-
suburbs. I'm literally in the city, and I can still do that. Isn't that beautiful?
That's so
You're
nice.
right.
I know.
You're right.
That's
That
the
is
only
really
thing.
cool.
Not driving here. Like, I love to drive.
Did you just leave your car at home?
Yeah,
I was
I'm
thinking about
selling
this the other
it. I'm
day.
selling it in January. I couldn't sell it yet because I'm gonna go back like 2 to 3 times this fall. So I didn't want to sell it yet, but yeah, it's gonna have to. That's so. I can't even.
That's
go
so
down
weird.
That lane.
I have mine here. We could take it for a spin, but it's a dangerous drive. Just to strap in.
Dude, you
Driving
always
through the city is scary.
Look, I would pay money for a drive through the city. You know what you need to do?
Oh, sorry.
A service?
No, you know what is it like Cash Cab and like all the series with your car, and it's you going to the city, but you just make it a series.
I think
Maybe
that
good.
could be a moment.
That could be a
Oh
moment.
my gosh. No, you driving in the city is so crazy because I remember when we went to UGA together, you'd be like, can you drive?
Because I would hate to drive on like the mega Atlanta.
didn't
Like
like to be on
they
the
were
highways.
big highways
They
though.
were.
But now you're driving in New York City.
I
Yeah.
know.
Oh no, I learned that the thing is you just have to push through. Like you're never gonna be. Well, they say that for like everything in life. Like, you're never gonna fully be ready. But I'd be like, I'm never driving in the city. And then one day I just was like, I literally had to. Like I had no other option, so I did. And I was like, oh, it's definitely. Yeah, the biker, everybody's swerving into the lanes. When my friends drive in my car, they're like, holding on to the side. They're like, oh my gosh. Like, I can tell they're scared, but they don't want to say it. I'm like, you got a problem back there? Like,
How often do you drive?
So like the other day, I don't, like if I'm just going like within the city, no. But the other week I had some friends in town. I drove them to the airport.
Okay.
When I go back and forth to Long Island, I drive. We went to like the Jersey Shore this summer. I drove us. But mostly back and forth to Long Island. You guys get it. Like my apartment is small and I get a lot of PR, honestly. And it's like to transport. And then not only that, but just stuff. Like during COVID, I felt like I just had a lot of like stuff going back and forth. And like I would spend a week here, a week there. And then when I'm home, I have my car. It just was nice.
Next week, I'm doing a whole declutter of my entire house, and I couldn't be more excited.
That's so
Wow.
exciting.
I just think about it, and I get so excited.
What is the
so
steps
nice.
of that? Like
I'm gonna have to do my garage, which is really something. That in itself
That's a whole day. That's maybe
is a
2
lot.
days.
Which it's honestly like pretty organized, but still, my closet, I have way too many clothes, like way too many
I
clothes.
do that monthly.
PR, I do it all the time too, because that's the
very
easiest.
therapeutic.
My PR drawer, I need my friends to just come and take everything. I think at this point, I mean, I don't know. I'm a really neat person, but I hate clutter. Like if there's stuff around and I can feel like there's just too much stuff in my house, it's the worst feeling in the world. So I honestly am getting rid of everything that I have, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like,
Danielle's a minimalist now.
now people get so mad. My room at home is so cluttered. People are like, "Can you clean it?" I'm like, "No, I'm too lazy." But here now,
Your own something about having your own space is so
Yes.
like I saw a TikTok about that this morning. It was like my room at home disaster. Couldn't be like don't want to be there. Here, like it's like I'm
Oh, that actually makes me feel better. So I'm not the only
no,
one.
it's a thing.
No,
'cause
that's common.
It's
That's
something
so
about like the
normal.
autonomy of like your own space, and you're like it's like a pride thing. It's like
I
this
know.
is my
Responsibility of
apartment.
some
Yeah.
sort.
My mom like left her like blender bottle out and I put it away and she was like, "You would never do that at home." Like, are you kidding me? I was like, "I just want it to be neat in here." So she was like, "Well, I'm not gonna get in that way. Like, okay, I'll be perfect." But then when I go home, I know I'm just gonna like make a mess.
So you leave everything everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, my room at home. My parents are like, you time to because I collect the PR too, and it's such a great
it's
problem
just
to have.
dump
And it
it there.
gets
Yes.
donated and it gets like sent to such
Yeah.
great. But I said I have to stop accepting PR. Like I don't
I
don't
do
even
too.
want it. Stop sending it.
I don't
want it.
either.
Now, yeah, they'll be like, "Do you want this?" I'm like, "It sounds great. I can't get it at the time. Like, I
No.
just
Yeah.
don't need this right now."
It has to be like a brand that I'm like obsessed with
Yeah.
to get it. Most of it, I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want
And
that.
even the mega packages, like from a brand perspective,
Yeah.
I totally understand why it's so smart. But it's like, do I need 15 shades?
Oh,
of
that's
this,
the tough
like,
one, yeah.
Whatever it is, and
No.
it's like, no, I don't because. But if you could go in and fill out like a form, now they're doing like the Google form.
Yeah,
I
they have
appreciate
changed
that
smart.
so hard.
Yeah.
But then it just takes so much time too.
I know.
And I'm
It's
like,
like,
so
match
you
your
can't
shade.
win.
Yeah.
But it's a great problem to have. Very grateful.
No,
it just
struggle.
is.
Yeah.
It
First
just
world problem,
is a lot of
like, wow.
clutter, essentially. And honestly, I feel like wasted product. And I
Wasted
know
product,
how much
honestly.
the brand puts into sending that stuff.
know.
So
I
I really want to, give back or like whatever.
Totally.
So I get that. What are your best tips for living alone? We got a lot of questions about that because we all live alone now.
Oh yeah.
Wow, we're loners.
I know it's the first time all three of us live by ourselves.
I know. Well, I lived alone sophomore year, but I guess
Well, I mean at the same
you guys.
time. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
So I think you always if you struggle with like some people are super extroverted that they know that they always have to be around people, but I'll go like 3-4 days where I'm like, well, like I haven't like I'll like go to workout classes and stuff,
Yeah.
but I haven't actually like hung out with people. So I notice that's when I get very sad and like tend to spiral.
Same. Me too.
Are those periods?
Okay,
Yeah.
Brooke, let me tell you what has fixed my mental health, okay? A nice, and again, this does not need to be a drinking activity
Yeah.
to preface this, but like my friends and I, a nice midweek frozen margarita in the summer when you're home by yourself and you live by
Love it.
yourself and you work for yourself all day long and you're literally, again, by yourself. Cannot stress that enough. Then I go on a Wednesday and I get drinks and food with my friends. I know this is not
It's a good way to break up the week.
it is. And this is not any like groundbreaking thing, but I cannot tell you when I do that during the week, I am in a much better place. It doesn't even compare to when I just stay home by myself all the time and I isolate and then I spiral and it's really, really bad.
Yeah. I've been doing Bachelor in Paradise watch nights at my apartment. Like,
Cute.
it just like 3
Good
friends
way to
come
start
over.
the week.
Great way to start the week. And I guess it's on Monday and Tuesday now. But like just having something on the calendar where you're like, okay, I might not, because I could have a week where I don't see my friends till the weekend, which is still like so great. And, but I notice that's when I tend to be like, living alone like really affects me and my mood, and I'll just be like snappier and kind of like edgy, and
me too.
I don't know, not the best version of myself.
Yeah, Brooke and I went to a pub last night on Wednesday, so I guess
We
we're
did.
practicing your
We
practice.
did.
Yeah, I love
just
that.
to have like one drink. It wasn't very good, but
I think like also when I'm
We were
doing
there.
stuff in my apartment, I'm like always wanting to talk. Not always, but a lot of times. So I'll just call someone, put my AirPods in, clean, talk to someone, or listen to a podcast.
I listen to podcasts,
yeah.
and I think that's I even watch now if any podcast that's available on YouTube, I watch them over even listening to them.
Yeah,
There's
a
something
visual.
about it. I don't know, like even as I'm cleaning or I'm making lunch or working
so
throughout the day,
agree.
if I'm not editing a video, like I have something
like, look
on.
over.
I'm a big like long vlog in the background person.
Yes.
Just honestly for the noise, and I'll occasionally look over and be like,
Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a cute shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I do
think
that
it's
too.
about the noise. And everyone develops their own routines like at the same time. I mean, we were just talking about how clean we are and stuff, but I feel like having like almost like those small goals for yourself, like, this week I'm going to like reorganize my fridge, or like little things like that, living alone
like that,
are kind
yeah.
of necessary. And it's not even like I'm writing them down like my goal this week is to do this, but it's like challenges to yourself almost, because you have to keep
Yes.
yourself.
And if you live alone, you have to be like a very proactive person. You have to
Yeah.
be willing
Yeah.
to put yourself out there and be like, hey, do you want to go do this with me? Because not everyone's always going to reach out to you because you live alone. It's
Totally.
not
They
like you
forget
have a
about you. I
roommate.
mean,
yeah.
not to
Not in a
sound
bad
sad,
way,
but
but
they do,
they
yeah.
have roommates that they can just go to the grocery store with. But like, ask someone, they'll probably say yes. I mean, why not? Maybe they'll say
probably say
no.
yes.
I don't know.
Do you guys get freaked out living alone? Like ever? Do you ever
Honestly, Brooke, I should, but
Okay.
I've never.
I have really intense security at my house, I will say.
Okay.
But I just don't. I also have 2 dogs, and I just, there's literally, I can't, like, there's no way that someone would get into my house. Like, literally no way. So I don't, but I should,
Gotcha.
Do you?
So I go through phases, and I think I'm in a phase again because I woke up at 2 a.m. and just the way that my bed is angled, there's like a
Were you
mirror.
spooked?
She's
There's a
spooked.
mirror there, and I just convince. I'm seeing a mirage of like a person like
I
walking.
have moments
like
like
I
that.
convince myself that, but
To
I have
really
like
look.
my deadbolt, everything.
I've had probably like 2 or 3 of those nights, though.
Where
in,
you're like
the past
convinced.
year.
It's not even like I hear something, but it's always when I wake up in the middle of the night or I go to bed really late. Like if it's a 3
Yes.
a.m. night and I just like couldn't sleep or whatever, then I'm like, ooh, like I'm just not feeling good. Like I feel weird. But I living in an apartment complex, I guess
think
it
you
has
have
to
to-
be harder. But there's people around. Like my neighbor has friends over. I'm like, that's what's making the noise or whatever.
Yeah. My doors also like open and shut at weird times because of like the air and how the house is built and whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I don't like
that's-
that.
That's spooky.
And in the middle of the night, I have been like, oh my God, someone's here. But then I
gosh.
just,
Someone's here.
like, I know someone is here. They're around the corner. But I'm like, my dogs would be barking like crazy.
Exactly. Dogs are so good for that.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm fine. Like, Fitz will protect
Okay,
me.
you have 2
You know what? Actually,
dogs. You're so
Coconut would
protected.
protect me over Fitz.
Coconut.
Fitz is about 60 pounds. Coco's about
huge.
7.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Coco has my back in that regard.
Aw.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yep,
Yeah, I feel like having a dog would be like kind of a nice.
Like, buffer for like safety.
Yeah.
Because I at least know someone's there. They would bark. There's no way they wouldn't.
Dogs bark if they hear like the
Yeah.
slightest sound. At least my dog
Yeah.
does. So
I feel like you have to do what you have to. You like living in a communal apartment complex. You're not allowed to put. They have like a camera in the hallway, but I'm not allowed to like put my own camera like in the hallway. But I feel
No.
like if I lived in like a condo situation, like I would definitely like take the security measures. I
I have
need to
cameras
do.
literally
Yeah.
everywhere.
I would get a Ring doorbell for sure.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Nest, whatever those things are.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about making friends post-grad because we're already talking about friends in general and like how it's so
Yeah.
important. I feel like making friends post-grad is like really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So what are ways that you have made friends?
Most of my friends at this point in my life are friends of friends. Or like
Agreed, me
I'm
too.
still friends with the original friend, but then it will be like, hey, like me and like my 5, like their 5 friends from like high school or from like their whatever it
College
is.
or whatever.
And it's like even just a web of friends at that point. It's like so and so's bringing their roommate, and that's what's been really working for me because I'm not a fan of just like going out with like one-off people, which I think it can be fun, but going into a new social environment with just one person that it can be kind of hard.
Yeah.
But being welcomed into a group or even forming a new group that way, I feel like
Yeah.
has been a lot better for me.
I think also treating it, this is what I'm doing, is like your freshman year of adulting, So like freshman year of college, it's
that.
completely okay. It was my friend's mom's idea, so I can't completely take credit. Freshman year of college, it's totally acceptable to be like, hey, I'm Danielle, what's your name? Like, we're in the same class, Why can't that be the same thing? Hey, I just graduated. Hey, I just moved to this apartment. Like, I just got this girl's number the other day in my apartment building because I was like, I don't know anybody else. You know, it's totally grounds to do that. There's so many people, especially during this time of year, where they're moving to the city too, or wherever you are. So I feel like it's completely acceptable to just kind of play that card. And sometimes it's not received well, or maybe they don't care. But I feel like a lot of times you just have to go in with that confidence.
You don't really lose anything. You know, another thing that I think is really good? Facebook groups. And
definitely.
I really like those,
Yes, I have one in Dallas. Well, now I have like a group chat on Geneva. Like you guys should do it, Geneva.
I saw you do that.
It's actually
so
really, really great. I love them.
You have different categories too.
And
That's
so there's
nice.
a Dallas specific thing because there's also a Facebook group for like Dallas girls. And they meet up all the time and hang out now. So groups like that.
Love that.
Also kind of similar, going off of what you said earlier of like you need to reach out because sometimes people just aren't, you don't top of mind if you're not their roommates, things like that. I always say like to have a friend, you have to be a friend. And I feel like more often than not, we're sitting at home, we're like, oh my God, I have no friends. No one cares about me. No one's invited me anywhere. And it's like, have you invited anyone anywhere either?
Yeah.
You know, like you have to put yourself out there. Yeah. And I think you meet so many friends who are friends of friends. And I think your best friend could be the person that you meet like through like 3 webs of people. So sometimes you kind of just have to stick it out and like just keep meeting people.
I know, and it's like I feel like the beginning phases of forming friendships kind of sucks. It's like you gotta put in the work for the few months down the line or like a year down the line when you're like comfortable. It takes me a while to get comfortable in friendships. I don't know about you guys.
I agree with that.
Oh, definitely. Like,
I feel like you're.
I think sometimes
you're definitely
instant
one of those
though.
people.
Like it's either
in a good way.
Yeah.
Everything's in a good way, but
yeah, it's just there's
you have like your tier. Like I feel like with your close friends, you are a different Danielle, and like you relax more. You become like I don't know.
I'm more like, whereas I'm more like bubbly if I'm just meeting someone for the first time.
You know that you don't have to be on all the time. I would say.
I'm that way exactly.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Being
I feel like
on.
we're like that with each other.
Not in a bad
now.
way, but being on in the sense of like, okay, like I have to ask her this question. Like I want to make sure that they're happy, comfortable.
Like when we're together, we don't have to be talking. Yeah. And like that's the
silent friendship time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brooke
that's
loves
when you know.
silent time.
Yes.
Are you kidding?
We were just booking our flights to LA, and I was like, so do you want to sit next to me?
No, she doesn't.
Or no. She was like, you sit
in this case.
I'm sitting next to her. Though I was like, sorry.
But I will be plugged in.
Yeah.
I mean, you know at this point that I don't like to chat. So like,
I know. I just would rather sit next to you.
I get it. I'm actually on that boat
know.
too. And recently Turbulence has been freaking me out too. So if I could like grab your arm.
So this is like a new development because in the past 8 years, Brooke will not sit next to you on a plane. And one time, Danielle.
You guys, you and Morgan, when you guys like sneakily did that.
And they moved their seats next to her and Brooke got on the plane. She's like, wait, why are you guys here? What are you doing?
We gave you the window. We gave her the window, but we put us all 3. We like pretended like, oh my gosh, we're on the same row. And Brooke's like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? You stuck through though.
Yeah, because what am I going to do?
What is she going to do? Get off the plane?
No, exactly. No, and it's nothing against it. It's just.
I get it. I really
do. We're doing a whole trip together. We don't need to talk on the plane for 4 hours. Like,
and when I'm on group trips with people, I need time. Like we all are kind of like this. Like you just need your own
recharge
time to recharge. So that makes total sense, Brooke. I really do respect it.
Thank you.
So would you say we're all? Because some people fight me on this. I would say I'm an introverted extrovert. Would you guys agree that you're that way?
Yeah, but
am I reverse?
I think that no. Okay.
Isn't the common phrase though extroverted introvert though? Like isn't that like the standard?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
So but like, isn't it an ambivert if you're in the middle? Is that the same thing though?
Never heard that.
I have heard that.
Okay, so I'm not sure if it's the same. It's just a cross between because there are times if I am with the right people, they recharge me and refuel me. But most of the time, like Brooke, I know we've talked about this recently. After I've been with people all weekend, I need to like my Monday, Tuesdays, I need to not see anyone because I'm very social on weekends and I need to like recharge on myself. And I think at different times in my life, I've recharged in other ways. And that's typically the mark of an introvert extrovert. Yeah. So I think I'm an ambivert though. But I think I lean towards an introvert, but I'm just so loud and outgoing that like you would think I'm an extrovert.
The people confuse being loud and that as extrovert. And I thought my whole life I was like, oh no, are you kidding? I'm the biggest extrovert you'll ever meet.
Me too.
Like, I'll talk to you, whatever. And it's like, actually not at all.
At all.
Ever since I was younger, I would go in my room, shut the door and be like, no one bother me.
Me too.
That's a true introvert. Like that's as introvert as
and I was like, no, I'm not an introvert, guys.
Same.
Fully. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm glad we're having this conversation.
Yeah. I think we're all that way.
Because like, I remember like when we used to have like meetups and stuff. Hopefully we get to do those again. Like I literally would get back. My mom's like trying to chat. I'm like, I just need to not talk to anyone for 2 hours. Not in a bad way.
Especially
like,
after meetups.
Yeah, because you're talking.
That's
and
like to the extreme.
I know. But Danielle and I would be sitting at a table and like you wouldn't say anything for not you. I mean both of us. Like you
in general
don't talk for like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like you're just like I'm tired.
Let me just relax and like recharge. You just like can't even think of like producing another word out of your mouth because it's just. But we feel comfortable with each other.
Yeah, I think extrovert and introvert is probably what I am. I don't want, for some reason, my brain, I'm like, introvert has like a negative connotation, but not at all.
No,
like,
not at all.
I will probably be an introvert if that's what it takes. That's what I need to do.
It's just hard to define. I need to look this up and figure out what I am.
Can we'll take a quiz. I'll send you guys links. I'll find some.
I also need to do my Enneagram because I think I'm wrong.
What do you think you are?
I think I'm a 3, but my mom said I'm not.
I think you're a 3.
Okay, I think
Really?
so.
I'm a 3.
You're a 3?
I'm a 7. Isn't that the one, enthusiast? Is that what
Yeah,
that
I
is?
see you as a 7.
Because 3 is like
more
not
free spirited. You don't like to be.
I think 7's like
structured.
a strong individual, like very like, you know.
I'm like very random.
Yeah, it's you're spontaneous. If you're a 7, you're spontaneous. That's the word I'm looking for. Like not structure. You don't like like loss of independence and things like that.
Well,
yeah,
that's me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Enneagram it kind of loses me sometimes.
It gets confusing. I just know so much about
You're very
it 'cause
good
I
at
went really
it,
into
yeah.
it for a bit.
My mom was like, you know what Enneagrams are? Like, that's in my spiritual world. And I was like, yeah, it's a thing now. She's like, it's
What
a
is she?
thing
The
now?
peacemaker? A 9.
No, she's on the lower side. I'll get back to you.
What's
Okay.
2?
Maybe she
Two?
was
Oh, you know what? She could be a 1 though because
She's something. She's the one that helps people.
Isn't that
2
2?
supporter.
That's a 2. She's a 2.
The only reason like she could be I don't think personality wise,
she's
but
a
just
wing
her old
something.
job would have made sense for a 1.
Oh, okay.
Would have made sense. But 2 supporter.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a 3 wing 2.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay, let's talk about comparison though, because Danielle and I were talking about this earlier this morning. I personally feel like I've never dealt with comparison worse than I have the past month or so.
Thief of joy.
Wow.
Just not good. It is the thief of joy. And I know that, but I just feel like I haven't dealt with it to the extent that I'm dealing with it now. So I need advice from you guys. What do I do?
Why it's coming up is because now
Yeah.
we've been on YouTube, all of us, for so long on social media. And now, I mean, the beauty of TikTok, it's so exciting, but so many more people are influencers now.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, this person just started last month and they have 1 million followers. And it's so hard because you're like, I've been doing
It's so
this
hard.
for so long.
It's so hard when I like log on to Instagram and I don't
hurts.
you don't want to look at it, but like you do. And I'm like, dang.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And then I try to like, and this is like messed up, and I'm gonna admit it, but like then I'll create reasons in my head. I'll be like, oh well, it's because like they're prettier than me, or because like they like yeah, you know what I mean? Like you create the reason. So, but I spiral just like you.
Yeah, no, we've all been there. I think for me, like we were kind of talking about it. It's like, okay, that person's growing or that person did this because they're doing this kind of content. Okay, well, I don't want to do that kind of content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
boo-hoo, you don't want to do that. That's not you. Then you're just going to have to keep doing you. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, that's not me. And there are so many people who watch our videos, who follow us, who love who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been times in all 3 of our lives where I know I tried to do the DIY thing. That didn't go well at all.
It didn't work.
We had a
And-
saturation phase. It was
Exactly,
Not, well, Brooke really got out of it.
Yeah, Brooke was like, no.
Brooke was more true to
Yeah.
yourself through that.
Definitely.
You were.
Yeah, that was that like phase of you. I've taken breaks and stuff.
You took a
That
break,
was,
like going into
yeah.
college, kind of. I
Yeah,
feel
it got
like.
slower, and then even like my sophomore year.
Or
and stuff,
sophomore
yeah.
year more so. Freshman year, you were on
I
it.
was, but then halfway through freshman year, I'd be like, oh, I think I was supposed to post a video today. Like, I was just like the worst with that.
That's
like,
healthy,
yeah.
though. That's healthy. I think
Yeah.
it's just realizing, like, if you're who you are, like,
Yeah.
it sucks, but that's what it comes to at the end of the day. Or, you know, okay, let that be your drive. Okay, she's doing this. Okay, I want to do this for myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in that extra work to get to where I want to be. I don't want to be where she is because I'll never get there. You're never going to be that person. But it's so tough.
Something that I do, not even just with comparison, but just spiraling in anything, is that I always ask myself, like, okay, but is that true? Like the thought that I'm having.
Yeah,
or,
My
like,
mom
that's a
says
really
that.
yes, is that true, or who told you
Is
that?
that from the 4 Agreements or something?
I don't know. I think it's probably is. It's probably in a bunch of things because like I've heard it from other people.
Yeah.
No, therapy, they talk about that
Yeah,
too. They'll
my
be like,
therapist
why?
talks about
Yeah,
it.
kind of
But
like,
is
where
that
is that
true?
belief?
Where is that
like,
coming from?
Yeah.
I'll say something to my
that.
therapist and she's like, but like who told you that? Was that true? That doesn't make any sense. And having to like reframe, because again, like you'll spiral and nothing, like it's not even based off of truth. Like there's no, I don't know. But I think it's important to note that it's like a common human like emotion almost. Like everyone kind of goes through it. But it's just not fun. I really don't like it.
I've been doing the thing recently where I think of like, if I know you do this a lot, like when other people are getting opportunities, and it's so hard sometimes to like celebrate. Like I'm not out here like, especially if I'm not friends with them or whatever, like, yay, go you. But it's almost taking that as a way of being like, these opportunities are available.
Yeah. And just because someone else is successful doesn't mean that there's no room for anyone else.
Exactly.
You know?
And it's easier said than done to be like, good for you, like rooting them and like in the comments and stuff. Because sometimes it's like, wow, that's like frustrating. But to mentally be like, good for them, move on and be like, hey, they did that cool thing. Now I know that it's possible for me to achieve that too.
Exactly.
That trip or that opportunity, that brand deal, whatever it is.
Well, also you have to remember, like, this is more on the influencer side, but like if you think about it, there's someone in an office looking at people on YouTube, looking at people on Instagram. Oh, I found this one person. She hits the demographic. Let's give her an offer. You know, but that's just one person.
Their rate could have been less than your, like, there's literally a million factors that could.
You just gotta keep doing you, and that's a good way to look at it. Is there's others available, but also being happy for that person.
Totally. No, I'm just being honest.
Harder
it's
to do.
Very
so
difficult
fair.
when you're sitting there spiraling to be like, yes. And of course, for my friends, I would do it. But there's so many people you follow on Instagram that are just like in the world of it all. And you're like, it seems, there's people that I follow that it seems like every day it's just huge opportunities and they're killing it, doing amazing things. But it's human emotion. Like, obviously, jealousy is real. Like, obviously, you're going to feel a little envious in a way, which, sue me. Like,
the good thing about that, though, is that especially I think podcasting, like as podcasting grows and there's more opportunities for people, it does open up a new world for us too.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, if I think of it that way too,
like
which is kind of
that.
selfish, but like, I'm like, oh, I actually, like, that's
have a
really good for
podcast.
podcasting as a whole, you know, the industry, whatever.
Definitely.
And I like that, you know?
Yeah. It's easier said than done, all of what we're saying. But if you can just really have a step back and think about it or journal about it.
Yeah.
No, and
journaling
I feel like the answer to literally all of this is like, just work on yourself. And it's like, I mean, I do. Like, then I'll be like, okay, I mean, like, for sure, I guess that
You do. You really actually do.
No, but actually, then you take a step, and working on yourself and working on whatever it is that drives you, like you said, kind of using it as a way of, I know for
Like
me,
that
when I get
fire you're
uninspired and I see stuff that I'm like, that's cool, you know, I'm like, time to get to work. Like,
Same.
yeah, like,
I'm
let's
like, all right,
go.
well, I got to get back to this.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to talk about is, well, actually, let me make sure. No, yep, okay. This is what I want to talk about. How to, like, find the motivation to be productive.
Yeah.
Oh, God. For me, the first step, Brooke's going to say differently, music is what gets me. Like, this morning,
gosh.
I was in bed and I was, like, tired. I don't know
Danielle, literally eyes open, play music.
No, yes.
I have never met anybody like this in my entire life. Like, Danielle, it is crazy. It's in a good way. And obviously it works for you and it's effective, but we'll be in a hotel. She'll be like, mind if I put on some, like, literally
Coffee
Some
house
tunes.
jazz.
Mind if I put on some tunes?
Mind if I put on some tunes? Breakfast is on the way. Because
Yeah, there has to be food in my mouth within 30 minutes.
Brooke is like not a breakfast person, and it baffles
tough.
me.
It's
I
tough.
can't relate to you on
Yeah,
that. Danielle and I are
know.
like, we want to eat at
Food,
7
let's
a.m.
grub.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, Kenzie and I got breakfast, but like I had a mini breakfast before because I like needed to eat.
I feel that. I would have done the same if I wasn't in a hotel.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. I think just getting your first motivation out of your bed, I feel like is the most, like, getting out of bed is the first thing. You have to
I like
do.
make my bed every day. Like, it's such a, I didn't make it today. Oh my God, I'm literally the worst. But I ran out of the
I
door
didn't make
today.
my
It was
bed
a crazy
today.
day. But I do like those little things to be like, oh, I washed my face. I changed into like
Little
clothes.
steps.
Just even if it might not be like I put on a nice outfit, but like I changed clothes today.
Showering.
I worked out. Yeah.
That helps.
Morning workouts are tough.
Oh, I know you do. I don't.
Yeah,
I
you're really.
love morning workouts,
Yeah,
but I like
know.
a really early morning workout because it's my accountability to waking up early.
It's so impressive.
So I just,
so
but I go
impressive.
through phases. Like, sometimes I prefer an afternoon or night.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's morning.
It definitely motivates you, though. I'm sure after you work out, you're like, I'm so happy.
because I'm like ready for the day. After that point,
that's
it's
so
for
nice.
I don't like, as I'm on my way, I'm not pumped, but like after I feel really good about it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm ready and I got it out of the way. Whereas if I don't work out in the morning, I find myself like canceling on my workouts if it's later in the day because I have
get
more
that.
time to talk myself out of it. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it.
Oh, that's
yeah.
actually really true. I've done that. Before.
I
Yeah.
definitely do the like wake up and I'm like, it's only $12 to cancel it.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
or, like I'll
I'm
call.
still in the time range to cancel.
Yeah, you like convince yourself.
Yes.
No, I productive. It's hard to be like, because I honestly have really good days and really bad days with this too. So I really just, my thing is I try to take advantage of my good days with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And that might not be the healthiest advice either, but like
That's
time
good
batch.
advice. Yeah.
yeah. And I'll just have a day where I'm like, I'm really killing it. Like, let's just say, and it could just be literally just because I'm in a good mood. Like,
Yes.
but that's like human emotion is like, you're going to
That
have happy
happens to me
days
a
and
lot.
bad, you know?
If you're in a
So
good
if
mood,
I'm
you
like,
get more
wow,
done.
I'm happy, like, and I want to be, obviously a lot of our job is on camera. So it's like in direct correlation with like how I'm feeling that day and whatever. If I'm like, but if I know if I'm in a silly, goofy mood, like,
Yeah,
I wanna,
or
you
like
know,
being
like-
self-employed, if you will. just scheduling one thing. Like now that we have this podcast today, I'm like, oh, I can like do things now after this because you're up. Just having one thing scheduled, I feel like helps set your rest of your day. If you have nothing, it's like, oh, I don't have to do anything today, you know?
I would agree with that. Things that like force you to either get out of your house or like you have to be on a call, you have to like do little things.
2 other things that come to mind for me. The first is I think this is from Tim Grover, but it's a quote and it's like maybe your disciplines, something like that. Your disciplines have to be stronger than your emotion, or your mind has to be stronger than your emotions.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So that's kind of just on the topic of being disciplined. And I think I rely a lot more on discipline than I do on motivation. Like I'm not always motivated, but like I'm disciplined that I'm going to do it.
That's really
'Cause
strong.
like,
you are a very disciplined person.
But you can't, like, I can't rely on, my emotions are all over the place. Last week, I cried every single day. Like, I can't rely on my emotions, so it has to be that. The second thing that's really helped me, besides, like, the obvious of, like, get inspired, do this, blah, 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 whatever, would be to, like, get really good quality rest. And, like, because I easily fall into this, and I have in the past month, and that's why I was feeling really burnt out of, like, not taking days off, always kind of working. Even if I thought I was off, I'm like, oh, well, I can still edit, or I can still do this. And it's like, I was never, like, fully taking time to, like, actually rest. So if I get good quality rest, then I'm so excited to, like, go and work and get more stuff done. But if I don't do that, I just am, like, burning myself out slowly over time.
I really like that because I've had that, too, where it's like, oh, I could edit and, like, lay in bed, but that's not fully resting.
No, and I feel like when you work for yourself, or also probably just from home, I'm sure a lot of other people who don't even work for themselves are feeling this now. Like, there's always more that you can do. So you really have to, like, shut it off, which is difficult.
Boundaries.
I'm a huge sleep person too. Like I really am.
Me too.
I just know that I don't operate well if I'm not. Yeah, I feel like we all are.
How many
actually
hours
pretty
a
good about
night
that.
do you want?
Honestly, I want 8+. Like I want like a lot of sleep.
You are good about sleep.
Yeah. I'm like, and I've been, if I can go to bed like around 11 o'clock and like I will sleep until 8, like I'll get a full 9 hours. I honestly think I'm better like the next day. I'm just in a better mood.
Sleeping. Me sleeping's like 10.
No, but then if I like stay out on the weekends till like 3 or 4, then I'm like waking up at noon. I'm like, it's early.
It's early, guys. Hey, what's up?
But I need it. Like, you know, some people just, and I don't think that's like the healthiest mindset to have, but they'll be like, yeah, I don't need sleep, like whatever. I'm like, no, I need
sleep too.
Yeah.
Like it's not happening
especially for us too, like being like personalities too in a way, like you need to have energy and like be out there. We can't just be like, all right, just gonna like sit in front of this computer all day and like get through today. It's like, no, like we're every day high performers.
performers.
No, you get it. You know what I'm saying.
Wow. Well, guys, this was a really great episode. Thank you so much for coming on. Where can they find you?
Gals on the Go podcast, baby. And I'm Danielle Carolyn on everything.
I'm Brooke Miccio, MICCIO, because no one knows.
I always think of EIEIO when you say that.
Oh, it does. I think that too when she says
that.
Really? Yes.
Same.
Oh my gosh. Danielle and I have
McDonald.
realized like there's so many things that are kind of embarrassing today that we're like, wait, I'm secret. Like, and
wait, why are we so parallel?
no, there's so many things.
Really?
I can't. Well, we'll share it with you off air maybe.
Okay.
But like,
Maybe.
you can't
Off
judge
the
us.
mic. I'm not going to judge. But anyways,
you might.
But at Gals on the Go podcast is where you find both of us.
Okay, love you guys.
Love you so much.
Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Bye.